SkywayTj. Today we are going to be ranking every Halloween movie in the Halloween franchise. There are 13 of these films. Michael Myers and Laurie Strode have been part of our lives since the good old year of 1978 and up to and most recently to 2022 with Halloween Ends. Today we're going to be ranking all 13 of these movies and see which is the best and which is the worst. Let's hop into it. For me, in dead last, I have Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. This is the 6th movie in the original continuity of these films. This is actually Paul Rudd's actorial debut, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, this movie is the end of the Thorn trilogy bullshit they were doing in these movies where Michael was like part of a cult from the cult of Thor, and he's like, they try to do way too much shit in this. This movie has really bad acting, really bad scenes, and it's not great in almost any way. They ruined Jamie Lloyd. I don't know. I don't like The Curse of Michael Myers like at all. It's generally considered one of the worst, and for me, it is my worst, so yeah. Next up, I have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Rob Zombie came back and did a remake of the original Halloween, and then he followed up with a sequel. Rob Zombie has a very unique style of filmmaking, and while it can be fun at some points, this movie just didn't work for me. This one is incoherent as hell. You just keep seeing the ghost of fucking Michael's mom, and there's like a horse, and Loomis is a complete asshole in this one. It's just like, there's just too much going on, and none of it really fits together well. The only good part is the dude who's playing Michael is an absolute shit-storming, scary brick house of a man. That's it. The best part about these Rob Zombie movies is that Michael's ferocious. But that's it. Overall, the movie is dumb. Following that, we have Halloween Resurrection. This movie takes place after Halloween H2O. Yeah, this movie is infamous for being the one where there's a bunch of teenagers. They're like filming a reality show in a haunted house with like body cams and shit. And it's one of them early 2000s things that was trying something new and stupid. It's very bad. Busta Rhymes also kicks Michael in the face. I don't know, man. It's an incoherent mess. It's not that great. The mask looks kind of bad. Nah. Next up, I have Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is the only Halloween movie that doesn't have Michael Myers in it. Back when this movie came out, they wanted to take the Halloween franchise into an anthology direction where each movie would be a different concept of something spooky. This one, we deal with an evil toy company who wants to like melt children's faces with masks or some shit, and they steal Stonehenge. This movie is wild. It's crazy. There's a lot going on, but it kind of works. When this movie first came out, it was widely panned because this is a Halloween movie without Michael, and they quickly learned their lesson. But now people kind of like this movie, and I'm there with them. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite Halloween movie, obviously, but you know, it's decent. Next up, I have Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Daniel Harris as Jamie Lloyd in this movie is pretty much the best part about this movie. Also, fucking Loomis is the most unhinged he's ever been in this movie. He is going absolutely fucking crazy in this movie. He screams at kids a lot. The poor doctor is just his most unhinged in this movie. I feel bad for him, low-key. But yeah, Revenge is kind of fun. There's fun kills in it. Again, Jamie Lloyd is the best part about this cult trilogy. But yeah, the Cult of Thorn, those aspects really get on my nerves. So, yeah, it's fun. I don't hate it. Daniel Harris, yes. Next up, I do have Halloween Ends. This movie was very divisive when it came out. It was being marketed as this final showdown between our boy Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and this was going to be the final ending to the Halloween franchise, blah, 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 blah. But the movie we got was more along the lines of evil being passed down to like the next boogeyman and all this shit with a new character whose name I don't even remember, but I just know that Michael kind of got sidelined in this final Halloween movie to focus on this other character. The kills are really cool though. There's really good graphic kills in this one, and I really like how they take Michael out in the end. The final fight between Laurie and Michael is fun. It's a weird thing to end this trilogy on this movie. I feel like if they switched them, like if this movie was where Halloween Kills was and then Halloween Kills was at the end, with some certain remixing would be fine. But yeah, I don't think it's as bad as everyone's making it out to be. I just don't think it's a good way to end the trilogy. So I'm mixed on it. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one in the franchise. Following up though, I do have Halloween Kills. This is a sequel to Halloween 2018, which was the rebooted trilogy that David Gordon Green brought to us. Yeah, this movie's sick. It takes place the exact same night as Halloween 2018. Michael was just continuing his rampage to Haddonfield after he's come home to find Laurie. It's fine. The kills are really, really good in this one. Like, really good in this one. Really enjoyed them. The only real problem is the townsfolk in this one are kind of stupid. They just keep screaming "Evil dies tonight" the whole time. And then they try to beat Michael down with fucking melee weapons, and he just gets up and starts wrecking them like the fucking Undertaker. People just need to learn your lesson. Just throw him in a wood chipper. But yeah, it's fine. I like it more in retrospect because Halloween Ends disappointed me so much. But yeah, Halloween Kills, it could have been better, way better, obviously, but it has very good graphic kills in it, so I do kind of like it. Next up, I have Halloween 20 years later, or more commonly known as H2O. Jamie Lee Curtis came back for this movie to face off once again against Michael. You'll notice that Jamie Lee Curtis comes back a lot in these movies, and she's the GOAT, so that's fine. This movie takes place on a campus where she's a teacher, her son's there, and Michael comes to town to finish his fucking bullshit, as he does. Yeah, it's fun. This is like before or very near when Scream came out. I don't remember the exact release date, but you could feel those influences of like late 90s, early 2000s horror movies. Yeah, it's very fun. There's no real complaints I have about it. The kills are fun. The only real issue is the mask looks really, really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know why we can't get a consistently good Michael mask, but through some of these movies, it just gets worse and worse. But regardless, the movie's fun. Laurie Strode kicks ass because Jamie Lee Curtis is an icon. It's a good time. Next up, I do have Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know I said for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, that was a train wreck. This one, it's actually pretty decent. I do like how ferocious and big Michael is in this movie. Like, I am scared of this version of Michael. Like, I'm scared of all of them, but like this one, he is a powerhouse, man. Like, I feel like he could rip someone in half. Jesus Christ. I don't like how many shots they directly recreate. That's kind of lazy and stupid, but there's the twinge of Rob Zombie's touch in there where it's just the most manic filmmaking I've ever seen. I think it works for this movie and this movie alone, and then he just lost the sauce in two. But this one's pretty good. Kills ferocious. Again, Michael's the scariest he's ever been in this movie. I do like this one, kinda. I'm not a huge fan, but I think this one is pretty good. Next up, we have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. After realizing their mistake with Season of the Witch, they came back and gave us The Return of Michael Myers. Michael is coming back to Haddonfield to find the orphan child of Laurie Strode, because Laurie has died. I don't remember how, but who knows? Yeah, so Michael's coming back to get his niece, and we find Jamie Lloyd is one of the best parts about these middle movies. She is so good. Danielle Harris is top tier actress. As a child actor, she's amazing. And once again, Loomis is here being an unhinged hype man, always telling us how great and evil Michael is. Yeah, this movie's fun. The mask. I swear they had $1 for this mask. Like, just make the mask good. Why can't we use the same mask? I don't understand. Regardless, yeah, this movie's fun. It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Next up, I have the original Halloween 2. This is John Carpenter's follow-up to Halloween. It takes place following the event, like 100%, like right after the events of the first movie. We go to a hospital where Laurie's being kept after her fight with Michael in Halloween. And guess who comes back? Michael. Michael's coming, and we get the revelation in this one that Laurie is Michael's sister. So in some timelines, Michael and Laurie are related, not all of them. It's confusing, as all horror movies are, but in this series, in this timeline, Michael and Laurie are related, and that's why he's kind of obsessed with her. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I felt like I like the more random. He was just attacking babysitters because he's evil, and now it feels like it's more driven. But regardless, Halloween 2 kicks ass. The kills are great. Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing. Fucking Loomis is, again, just he's the most unhinged and also some of the best parts about these movies. He's just crazy. But yeah, it's a fun time. I do like Halloween 2 a lot. I gotta give it its roses. It's a fantastic sequel. In second place, I do have Halloween 2018. This is the first Halloween movie I saw in theaters, and it really got me into the franchise. I think this movie does a fantastic job. It wipes clean the timeline of all the other movies. This is a direct sequel to Halloween 1978. Like, you don't have to worry about all those other movies in this franchise. Direct sequel, and I think that was the right choice. It follows Michael coming back to Haddonfield 40 goddamn years later to find Laurie Strode, who's become a survivalist. She's estranged from her daughter and her granddaughter. It's this very fun story about 3 Strode women all having to come together to defeat this boogeyman in their lives. It's so good. Yeah, the kills, fantastic. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back to reprise this role again. She's fucking fantastic. And the dude they got to play Michael, I think his name's like James Jude Courtney or something like that. He's great in this role. The mask looks so good. It looks like like the first movie's mask, but just aged. It looks so good. They killed it in the prop department and the practical effects department. Very good. It's a very fun time. Great kills. I love it. But the number one is Halloween 1978. There was never going to be any competitor for the best Halloween movie. This movie is iconic. Almost every slasher is inspired by Michael Myers. He's really the first big horror icon, admittedly. Halloween is one of the best horror movies ever. It's so good. Gave us the original boogeyman, the shape. It gave us all the set pieces we were looking for. I'm pretty sure when they were making Friday the 13th, they called up whatever producer, like, let's rip off Halloween. And you could just tell. Gave us the mask killer, all the shit. Halloween is fantastic. It's wonderfully shot. Great music, great theme. It's fantastic. Great movie. Love Halloween 1978. It's always going to be number one. Well, guys, that was my ranking of the Halloween franchise. If you like what you saw, please drop a like, subscribe for more. I make videos every single week. I love the Halloween franchise. I love Michael Myers. He's not my favorite slasher by far. That would be Ghostface. I love Ghostface. Or Freddy. Those two, they're up there for me. But that's the end of our rankings for the spooky season. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so glad to finally get these rank lists out to the internet. And yeah, I'll be back next week with, I don't even know, to be quite honest. It's going to be a mystery to all of us. But I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye!